Remi here from the X's and O's team. I'm out here today with Deante Battle, legend in this thing out in Poland. What you saying, my guy? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just another day trying to make it.
Tell us a bit about yourself, man.
I'm Deante. I mean, when it comes to the football thing, I've been playing pretty much my whole life. I started when I was 4.
Got you.
Been out in Europe, I don't know now, a little over 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, first year out here was 2009, so 11 years now. And I don't know, just trying to spread the game, man.
Got you, man. That's way over a decade, man.
Right.
So I guess I'll start with, how did you get into American football?
You know, being from the States is just like a part of the life, you
right.
know. My parents put me in it when I was 4, and it just kind of, I think my first year I actually quit halfway through the season. But, you know, started back playing again when I was 5, and then, you know, it's just been a part of my life. Been, you know, I really maybe only had 1 year of my life where I wasn't a part of, or where I didn't play football.
Got you.
But even that year, I was still a part of a team, but, you know. Other than that, it's just a part of life and part of growing up.
Got you. So out in the States, what? Because I asked a couple guys this question. What? Everyone starts? Is it compulsory that you start from a young age, or people just choose to do it?
It's just kind of, you know, how in Europe, you know, as a little kid, everybody plays soccer.
Yep.
Or football. In the States, it's the same thing. You just grow up and you play American football. I mean, some parents usually are kind of scared, and they may hold their kids out to a later age.
Yep.
But where I grew up, you know, you get started usually around 5. I started a little early, but, you know, usually around 5 you get into it, and, you know, at that age it's more learning.
Got you.
You know,
than anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting, man. So, since you've been playing football out there, can you tell me what teams have you played for? Like, starting from the States.
From the States, all right. So I'm just gonna go over the main ones because it's a lot of little ones. All right, so, my main little league team was a Glenwood. I'm from Georgia, number 1.
Right.
So my main team was Glenwood Hill Panthers.
And this is that a high school?
No. This is like a recreation league.
Right, got it.
And then I went to middle school and a high school. They were kind of connected together. The high school was Stars Mill Panthers.
Right.
I've been a Panther for a long time. And then eventually I got a scholarship and I went to Northwestern University. It's in Chicago. It's Northwestern Wildcats.
Is that NCAA?
Yeah, exactly. This is Division I school in the Big Ten. So
that guy's been bullying for a while, man.
For a long time.
I didn't go to no local school, bro. Div 1, you lot hear that?
Right.
Anyway.
So after that, one of my homies, he was playing for the U.S. national team, and he told me, like, there's football in Europe, and I was like, what? There's football in Europe? So he was like, come out and play with me. I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. So he actually went to go play in France, and then when he came back, he was like, man, it's dope. Like, just come out with me. And I told him, all right, as long as we can figure out some type of way to get on the same team, I'll go with you. So me and him, we figured out a way, and we went to a team in Finland together, and this was 2009.
Right.
And I told him, all right, it's 4 months. I'll go out there for 4 months, come back and start real life here in the States. And then that 4 month has turned to 11 years now.
11 years, bro.
Yeah, so the going back part, I'm kind of past that now. So, but
bro,
yeah.
that's interesting, man. So just to think that something you wanted to do for a short amount of time has actually become, you know, pretty much your life.
Yeah, pretty much became my life. So yeah, from Finland, I played it with the Kouvola Indians.
Yep.
And from Kouvola, I went to Germany and I played with the Marburg Mercenaries.
Was that in the GFL South, yeah?
Yeah, exactly, GFL South. And then I came here to Poland for the first time, and that was the Wroclaw Crew. After that, I went to Brazil.
Really?
And I played for
I'm gonna
a
have to
team.
pause you there. Like, what? I heard a lot about Brazil. What is that like?
No, it was. I mean, at that time, this was 2011.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the league is advanced a lot more now, but like at that time, it was pretty much in the beginning stages. But like, just living in Brazil. First off, living in Poland, living in any of these countries, I never imagined. So like, football took me to all these random places that, you know, was been cool. Was there in Brazil, had a great time, but then I got an offer midway through the season that I couldn't turn down to go to help start out a league in Germany. I mean, not in Germany, my bad, in India. Big difference.
Really?
Yeah, so and actually ended up going to India and Sri Lanka for, what was it, almost a whole year. back and forth between India and Sri Lanka. Like almost every week we were going to a different city, you know, pretty much teaching the coaches how to coach. Like, you know, Daryl was starting from the very, very beginning. They probably had never even seen a football before. So we was like finding rugby players, finding, you know, the closest things we could do, just finding all different type of athletes and teaching them the game of football there. So once we finished that, eventually came back to Poland and pretty much been in Poland for a long time though.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't play in 2012 in Poland because I was in India, but then 2013, pretty much to now.
Till now, you've been winning the championship every damn year, man.
we trying.
All right, that's still blows me away, man. To think like football just takes you to all these different places.
Right, exactly.
Never would have thought. So I'm guessing my next question is, obviously you know what the level of football like is in the States. What is that like to like the level of football out here in Poland or the other European teams you've played? Is it higher in the States? Is it close? Like,
I mean, it's higher in the States for sure. But the main reason for that is like you're doing it every day. It's like, especially in college, like it's your life. You're in school, but football is your life, and you better figure out how to do school while you're playing football. So, like as far as athletes, there's the athletes out here. Like when you compare like athletes here, athletes in the States, like you have the same amount of, let's just say, God-gifted talent, but like the amount of time and work that you put into it in the States is what takes it to that next level. Exactly. Like the amount of time that a team may put in football in a week in Europe, a person in the States is usually probably doing that in one day. So, you know, and that makes a big difference. So,
I mean, for sure. I mean, here you got like out in the States like 3 days practices sometimes, and you still got to manage schoolwork with all that stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Translates. So off that, like for you, what would you say are the ingredients for a successful football program? Because
successful football program. All right, so we'll start from the bottom, and let's say, I don't want to say bottom to top, but it's a little bit of everything. You gotta have, first off, gotta have the players.
They gon' know my name when it drops. Only going up, yeah, we headed to the top. I'ma take a hop and open shop. I'ma take a hop and open shop. Yeah, they gon' know my name when it drops. Yeah, only going up, yeah, we headed to the top. Yeah, I'ma take a hop and open shop. Yeah, I'ma take a hop and open shop. They gon' say I did it, but I never really done it. Ayy, I've been trying to make a profit, stacking up 100. Nothing in my soul so long, I swear I need a concentrate like I just got like too much on my mind, I feel like delegate. Yeah, whoa, I need to set it straight. Half of all these rappers sound like duplicates. Yeah, that's the type of shit don't need to illustrate. I'm in my own lane, I don't ever wanna separate. Nada, I wrote designer with all my Prada, wanna holla. They see the guala, whole enchilada like can't find her. I know she gotta be coming like back. She said she like my voice, so she like it in my tracks. Yeah, they gon' tell me like it is. Yeah, started from the bottom, now you see me calling dibs. Yeah, I don't got no time for fakes, you know what it is. Yeah, I'm staying out of trouble, never hanging with escapes. Ayy, yeah, they gon' know my name when it drops. Only going up, yeah, we headed to the top. I'ma take a hop and open shop. I'ma take a hop and open shop. Yeah, they gon' know my name when it drops. Yeah, only going up, yeah, we headed to the top. Yeah, I'ma take a hop and open shop. Yeah, I'ma take a hop and open shop. Many people say to me, you should.
And with the players, keeping them as, you know, keeping the young ones coming in. So, especially in Europe, and especially here, they do a good job of recruiting. And that's one thing that a lot of teams don't really understand. Like, if you want to be successful, you got to start getting these kids in when they're young. If you can teach them when they're young, they'll be a lot better. I know most of the guys that like played with me when I came in, like they started 19, 20. But nowadays, as the game is growing more in Europe, you can get a kid here at 13, 14, and just learning the game at that age, the football knowledge helps a lot. With that, along with the players, is the management. You got to have some people at the top who knows what they're doing, and those people will be in charge of, you know, handling the day-to-day issues,
Yep.
handling whether it's getting all the players here, having fields, having everything. I've seen the transition from this program for where it was in 2011 until
where it is
now.
now.
Like now we have this stadium where we practice here all the time,
Yep.
like an actual football stadium. When I came in 2011, we were sometimes like, the field is what? It's a soccer field, so we can't practice on it
practice,
today.
yep.
Things like that, and just gotta have people to, figure out, like, even in that type of situations, all right, call around and figure out another field to practice at, because every day is, another opportunity to get better, and when you only have limited days, you can't really take one off out here. So
Got you.
yeah.
Thanks for that insight, man. On to the next thing. During your time playing football, have you had any serious injuries?
Not really a serious injury. I tore my MCL in Germany, the first game of the season.
Damn.
I was able to come back from it, but it took me a lot longer than it should have because the doctor in Germany told me, put this brace on it and don't take it off for 3 weeks. When I took the brace off after 3 weeks, my leg wouldn't bend at all. So after that, I started, contacting. They was telling me I should have been like, moving it the whole time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it wasn't that serious of an injury that I had to have it braced and not move for so long. But other than that, I mean, I've had a couple concussions as well. But
Man said couple concussions, like it's light.
I mean, there were nothing serious. But I've
CTE, man.
I know. Hey, it's no way to tell now. So
Hey, listen, we all know what we signed up for at
right,
the end
exactly.
of the day. So
Signed up for this game. So
got you, man. Outside of football, who are you, man? Like,
outside of football, I'm a private person. But nah, I guess I'll say I'm an entrepreneur.
Yep.
My mind is always thinking business, and like sometimes people like take it the wrong way that I'm always thinking about ways to make money, but that's just how my mind works. Like
That's how it should be.
and like I see something and I'm thinking like, if you do this and this, you can make some money off this.
Right.
And so, one thing I guess that's a part of me outside of football is, I started a company here where I'm importing sports goods and selling them throughout Europe, me and a buddy.
Right. What's the name of that company?
Company Sports Takeoff.
At Sports Takeoff.
yeah.
You guys in Britball, I know a lot of you guys. Listen, put a face to the merchant. This is him. Like you get your cleats off this guy.
Exactly. Like one time I was like, let me just look up the group, see if I can find some groups in the UK. So I started posting in there, and then I started realizing I could sell a lot of stuff there. Like so, I've shipped a lot of stuff to the UK nowadays. But like the way it started is I was in Finland. After my season was over, one of my teammates, he was like, I'll buy those gloves for €50. And I'm like, my used gloves? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, they didn't even cost €50. And then he was like, no, like out here they cost that much. And I was like, no, man, you can have them. Like, I'm like, but you just gave me a great idea. Like,
Yep.
So I was like, send me like websites. So I started like looking at the websites and like how much stuff was out here. And I started thinking like, all right, I can, create some type of company around this because, I have some connections to be able to get this type of stuff,
legit.
and I can, sell it cheaper. For me, I looked at it as it's a business opportunity for me, but it's also a way for me to help the game grow. Because one of the reasons I think football is not as popular here is it's an expensive sport to play.
Right.
So if I can make, cleats or shoot gloves, whatever, a little bit
More
cheaper,
affordable. Yep,
exactly,
yep,
make
yep.
it more affordable, then more people will be able to get into the sport and things like this as well. So that's kind of how that started.
Hey, that's lit, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for, allowing me to join you and get some info. Appreciate you for coming out today. And for sure, are you playing this season?
No, I don't. The plan is to not play.
Player coach, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just strict. As of right now, I'm strictly coaching. But you never know. With this game, there's always injuries. So,
Yep.
in the case of some injury, I know that they know that I'm still here, and I'll probably do it because it's hard for me. I even told them like when I in my contract it said something like you can only be signed to this team, and I was like, all right, I'm only coaching.
Yeah.
Like, in the case that I get an opportunity to play somewhere else, as long as it doesn't, interrupt with my coaching responsibilities, let's make sure that I can still play. What are the teams? Because I always get calls like, oh, do you want to play a couple games or something like this? So, I'm not gonna say. I never said I retired. I just said.
I'm sure the field's missing you, man.
We'll see.
I appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Out.